Hello, sweet soul, and welcome to what is my second video on YouTube. But it actually feels like the very first one because the first was just an introduction, so you can get to know me a little bit better before listening to my content. I really appreciate you for being here, and hopefully today you will learn something. Or feel inspired by this topic, because choosing this topic was really hard, and now I finally figured out that this is a topic I want to start with, which is how the subconscious mind is creating our reality. For some of you this will be no new information, for others it will be. Just keep an open mind, and keep in mind that I don't know anything. I'm just, for myself, selecting dots and little points of information here and there, and that's how I came to this conclusion. The subconscious mind creates our reality. See, everything is energy. Everything. And that's not something spiritual people came up with. It is actually a scientific thing. Physics explains that everything is energy, and everything vibrates at a certain level. Me and this plant, we have actually a lot in common. I'm made of atoms, and this plant is made of atoms. And atoms, they vibrate at a certain level. And because of that vibration, this plant is this plant, and I am Ina, because of a certain vibration. Now, I don't want to get into physics. I want to get into the energetical side of the story, which is, why are some lives super hard, and why are some humans experiencing an abundant life? And how to attract this abundance in your life? And what is abundance? So we already went over that everything's energy. The cool thing is that vibrations and energy is drawn to the same level of energy. Just imagine that I would be very good in my skin and happy and vibrating really high. I'm just radiating good, positive energy. What will happen is that I will attract, without even trying, I will attract those things that match with my energy levels. Let's say the other way around. You just been to a breakup. You don't feel life anymore. It doesn't hit you anymore like it used to hit you. Life feels kind of sad, and you're stuck in that kind of sadness, in that kind of overthinking, in that kind of loop. What will happen is that you will be drawn to things that vibrate in that same energy. Did you ever wake up and bump your toe against your bed, and then the whole day from that point on, your whole day was ruined and just everything went wrong? That's exactly what I'm talking about. At the end of the video, I'm gonna give you practical tips so you can apply it in your life, how to raise your frequencies. We can put frequencies on a scale, right? We have from 0 to 1,000. And let's say that happiness and abundance are a very high frequency. Like, let's say 900. And that pain and resentment is at a very low frequency. Some people hold on to painful things in life. Things that happened in the past that they didn't let go yet. And you built this kind of resentment. You built this kind of resistance for higher frequencies. Why? Is because you're vibrating in this lower kind of frequency. It's like you're in a whole other dimension, drawing these things to you that are the same frequency as that dimension. Of course, it's easier said than done. We all have shitty days. We all go through messy things. We're all human. We live in a dual world. So of course, we're gonna have these encounters with negative energy or with lower vibrations, and that's perfectly fine. It is really about training your subconscious minds to see and to be drawn to those higher frequencies in order to receive more of those higher frequencies. And I keep saying the subconscious minds because sometimes we don't choose to go into these lower vibrations. There's a lot of elements playing a role here, and we cannot just say, oh, from now on, I'm only gonna be drawn to the higher vibrations. It is really something that we should teach ourselves deep down, to sit still and to train our subconscious minds bit by bit to either be drawn more to those higher frequencies than to these lower frequencies. The higher frequencies will seem to be very easy to apply and to get into your life, although it is very, very hard. I had a hard time doing it because I was doom thinker. I like to be in my head, and there was always a voice in my head saying, oh, don't do this. Oh, this could go wrong. Oh, what if he doesn't like you? Oh, what if you don't get the job? Oh, what if you don't get the money? You know, you're like it's such a fearful thing, right? And then I read this very special book, The Power of Now, of Edger Tolle, that teach me how to control my own mind and how to control my thoughts. I've been very fortunate that I grew up as a very happy person. Although I had some shitty times in my life, I am in general a very happy person. And I don't know if it is because I keep saying that to myself, that I'm a happy person, or that it's just like that. But I'm just full of happy energy. But still, it was very hard for me to train my subconscious mind to focus on those higher frequencies. Of course, it's easier said than done. But following those high frequencies and being able to shift that for yourself is very powerful. And we all have that power as humans to choose either to give our attention to the high frequencies or to give our attention to the lower frequencies. It's always a choice. You always have a choice. Our subconscious mind has a life of its own because it's always there, but it's very subtle. So we don't pay attention a lot to the subconscious mind. But once you start realizing how important the subconscious mind is, you can train it. And here are 5 things what you can do, apply in your life, very simple things. Some of them are simpler than the other, of course. But simple things that you can apply so you will be drawn more to those positive higher frequencies in order to receive those higher frequencies than others. The first thing, which is really important for me, is music. Whenever I feel down or I feel scared or I feel a lower frequency, of course I'm gonna try to stand still and ask myself, why am I feeling this way? What should I learn from this? Why is this happening? Because all the bad stuff in life happens for a good reason, and I hope you're with me on this one. But music can really shift you from very negative to very positive. I have this playlist, and the moment I step into my car or I put my earplugs in and I have this happy music, I can feel my energy shifting and changing. I'm singing, I'm laughing, I'm dancing, and it's just a very high vibration. And that's what you want to have. Good friends are also super important. And I know we're very individualized, especially in Western worlds, but having good friends around you and people that care about you is a very good tool to stay in a high frequency. Within that, good friends, it is very important also for me to open up. You always hear, they always say like, oh, keep things for yourself, and we're in a very enclosed society where we should fix our own problems, but nothing is less true. Opening up and sharing your vulnerability with the people that you love is so powerful. Not only will you be heard, will you be comforted, and will you feel like you're understood, but also when you open up to someone and it's kind of like not coming in and people don't appreciate that and people push you away and they make you feel like you shouldn't have shared that, they're not really good friends. So it's a really good filter to take out those people who are not fully there for you and who are only there to take your energy. So not only will it higher your frequencies, but it will also shift the good friends from the bad friends that we have. Loving yourself is the fourth. And I know some people have a really hard time with loving themselves, but just try this. You just sit on your bed and you wrap your arms around yourself and you go, I love myself. I love myself so much for giving me this life. And try to repeat it until you really feel that. Because loving yourself is a very high frequency and it will stick around longer than you think. If you start your day like that, you will have an amazing day, and I promise you. Don't forget to close doors with people that are not there for you, or not giving you that energy. That you feel like, I'm drained because of these people. Try to stay away from that energy. Try to follow the energy that feels really, really good for yourself. I'm loving to start my day with some meditation. Meditation is also a very high frequency, self-loving energy. And the days where I start my day with a meditation are just the best. And you can really just go on YouTube, search for guided meditation. And it doesn't have to be long, maybe 15 minutes, but that really increases your frequency. So with all that being said, what is so important is that the moment we'll start to feel better in our skins, to start to smile more, to start to have this kind of feeling of abundance, your life will show you, like your reality will encounter with the same frequency that you're holding at that moment. So try to pay attention to how you feel and what your frequency is. You shouldn't be in pain. Life is not about pain. Life is about learning from the things that were painful and appreciating them and loving them as much as your lovely moments in life. Because those painful moments are only stepping stones for growing as a full, loved, high vibrating human being. I hope you enjoyed this video. More content will come up. You can subscribe, like, and maybe leave a comment. Mwah. I'm gonna leave it with that and see you next time, beautiful soul.